What's up, YouTube? This is my Synchron Quasar deck, I guess you could call it. It doesn't necessarily only rely on Quasar. It can do a lot of other stuff, but if it need be, it can go into Quasar. Sorry I haven't posted a video in a while, guys. I haven't even been to my locals in a while, so just yeah, I wanted to get a video up for y'all. There are some proxies, so please forgive me for that. But here's the deck list. 3 junk Synchron, and thanks to a friend for the super German a while back. 3 quick draw. Explain that later. 1 unknown, 2 Synchron Explorer, 2 Quillbolt, 2 Doppel, 2 Level Eater, 1 Dandy, 2 Effect Veiler, 1 Sangan, and 1 Gorz. For spells, 3 Tuning, 1 Rhoda, because this is a combo-ish deck, so you need to search your pieces, so your 4 Rhodas are nice. 1 1-for-1, 1 Pot, 1 Mind Control, 1 Foolish, 1 Reborn, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy, 3 MST, because like I said, this is a combo deck, so gotta make way, clear the back row for your combos. 1 Mirror Force, Solemn Brigade, and 2 Fiendish Chain. I was testing Torrentials. Fiendish Chain tested better, because since I'm only running 2 Veilers, and when I had Torrential, I always had a big boss monster on field, so I like Fiendish Chain better. For the extra deck, 1 Quasar, 1 Shooting Star, 1 Stardust, 1 Scrap Dragon, can't wait for that reprint, 1 Black Rose, 1 Brio, 1 Catastor, 1 Armory Arm, 1 Formula, there we go, 1 Formula Synchron, 1 Hyper Librarian, 1 Road Warrior, explain why in a minute, 1 Junk Destroyer, I think, yeah, 1 Junk Berserker, 1 Junk Garda, and 1 Junk Warrior. 1 of every good level junk monster. Okay, let me explain some deck choices. 3 Junk Synchron's obvious. 3 Quick Draw. Quick Draw and Junk are pretty much my win conditions, because they get to my Synchros, which are my win conditions. So they're pretty much my win conditions. I like Quick Draw because he's an easy special, and have actually had people waste Veiler on him, and it doesn't matter because it's a condition, not an effect. The synchro into that, which is really nice. And it's a level 5 amazing tuner, and you're always going to have monsters in your hand to discard. 1 unknown, I was running 2, didn't really like it. It was always dead, because you could only use the effect once per turn. Yeah, you used a combo with Road Warrior to go into Quasar first or second turn, but I didn't want to rely too much on Quasar. I got this deck idea from Galactic God, recently subscribed to him. He's a really good YouTuber, you should check him out. I might have a link in the description. 2 Explorer. Explorer, yes, Veiler is floating around, but at my locals, not that many people are running 3 anymore. And they've cut it down to 2, if not any. And Explorer just gets back this guy or this guy. Get this. It has 7 targets, yeah. And even if they do Veiler it, it's fine. You set a couple back row and end. Or you discard Special Summon, Quick Draw from your hand, and still go off. 2 Quillbolt. Really, the only reason I'm running 2 of these is because I picked up 2 supers from a friend. I was gonna run 1, but the super is just so freaking sexy, and it's actually worked out very well with 2. Doppel Warrior, probably one of my favorite warrior cards. I've always loved that card, and it's really good to go with the plus off a 31 or 3200 junk warrior. Just really nice. Probably the MVP in my deck. I abuse this card so much. Galactic God was running 3. I found it a bit dead, and like I said, I'm not relying too much on the Quasar build. So 2's enough. I can't run 1 because 1, the combo is not gonna pull off just faster synchros. 2, people side into graveyard removal, so this hurts if you're only running 1. If they DD Crow it, you're kind of effed. So 2 of that's necessary. Dandy, of course. I'm only running 2 there, like I said, so a lot of people aren't using 3. And also I'm running 2 is because I'm running 2 Phoenix Chains, so it's like I'm running 4 Valor. I decided to tech in a Sandgate and a Gores. A lot of your traps are chainable traps, and the only one that's going to sit there is Phoenix Chain, and people will MST that like crazy. So Gores, it wins games by itself. I've won I don't know how many games just by dropping with Gores, and they can't get over it. Sandgate, I opted in there. I don't know why people aren't running this in this deck. Sandgate gets everything in your deck besides Gores. It's always a floater. It's always a plus. Just Sangate's too good. Wouldn't be surprised if that gets hit on the next ban list. 3 tuning and 1 roto. Like I said earlier, this is a combo deck, so you gotta pull off your combos. And the milling aspect is kind of nice because you run a lot of monsters, so it's easy to hit a Quill Bolt or a Doppler or a level, etc. Mind control, obvious. 1-for-1 pot, obvious. Let me explain some extra deck choices. These 3 are obvious. Scrap Dragon, I was running a Drill Warrior instead of this, but every time I could have gone into Scrap, I had a Drill, and I'm like, oh my god, I need a Scrap Dragon. Why did I not put that in there? So Drill Warrior is nice and all, but Scrap Dragon is just better. Army Arm, it really doesn't need explaining. It's an old card, and it's always one of my favorite synchros. Equip that to, like, say, a Stardust, or a Scrap Dragon, or a Road Warrior, etc. You've got a nice beater and some burn damage. That's Hyper Librarian's explanatory. Let me explain the junks. I picked one of every junk card, one of every good level junk card, anyways. I wanted to fit in a junk archer. I really just couldn't. And Road Warrior, obviously, it's only there to pull out the unknown or Doppel from your deck to pull off the Quasar loop. And it's a 3000 beat stick. Okay, let me get to what these proxies were, because the deck can run without some of these cards, so if you don't have some of these. Okay, my Hyper Librarian proxy was a Drill Warrior, so you can run Drill instead of Hyper, and it still works very well. My Scrap Dragon proxy was an Junk Archer, which is probably my favorite junk card, but Scrap Dragon is better. But Junk Archer works just as fine. And like I said, the build doesn't need Quasar, so I put in Assault Ruler. Almost every one of these extra deck cards has either gotten reprinted, comes in a low rarity, or is really cheap. And the cards that I don't have, obviously, are Hyper Librarian, Quasar, and Scrap Dragon, which are kind of expensive until Scrap Dragon's reprint. And the proxy for Mind Control is just a Book of Moon. Although Mind Control comes common, but for some reason I can't seem to find one. That's the deck list, guys. Please rate, comment, subscribe. Like this video, thumbs up this video if you want to see about 3 different ways on how to pull off Quasar with a couple cards in hand. So, peace, YouTube.